Hi guys, today we have my Porsche Cayenne, the 4.8 V8 for service here. So the first step would be to put the car on the ignition position and then push this up for 20 seconds at least until you get these two lights. This will put the car into the jack mode, and now your car is safe to put it on a jack. And then the next step would be to get the car to an ambient, warm temperature wherein the oil and all is there in the system. Here are the parts that we are using. So we have 0W40 oil from Mobil 1. We have it for 10 liters, and then there's a oil filter. We have 4.5 liters of coolant, 2 liters of brake oil from Brembo, Miley air filters, and we have a Febi transfer case oil. Okay guys, so we are on to the next step where we've put the car on the jack, and it is very important to put the car on a jack stand as well for added safety. Then what we've done next is open up the drain plug with the 8mm Hexa LN, and now oil is coming out of it. The next step would be to open the oil filter with the 36mm socket, and all the oil has almost come out of it. So guys, the oil filter is out and all the oil is also drained. I would say that it's not in a very bad shape. It's all right. I mean, I think we've done it at the right time. And now we move on to the air filter. So guys, we've taken out the air filter. It seems to be in a bad shape. The other air filter is on this side. We just have to pull these and pull this out, and there it is, the other air filter. Both air filters are out now. This is a new one, as you can see, and this one is the old one. There's a huge difference in the two. So air filter is, I think, the most important part of the service after the oil, because it is responsible for the breathing of the engine of the car. So you put one there and one here. Now we are changing the oil filter, and a very essential part is to change the O-ring here. This is the old filter and this is the new one. The air filters are in, the oil filter is also in, and now we are putting in brand new oil. Okay guys, now the air filter has been fit, oil filter has been fit, we've put in new oil, and now we're going to start the car up to bring it to a warm temperature for the oil and check the oil level. We've now drained the coolant by opening the lower hose of the radiator, and the old coolant is coming out. Now we'll be putting in the new one. Now that all the coolant is out, we have put some pressure in the system, and we are checking if the system is able to hold the pressure or not. And as you can see, it's very stable. So that means that we don't have any leaks in the coolant system. So now we've transferred all the coolant into one bottle, and the pipe has been sucked with the system, and now the coolant will be put inside the system, as you can see. The coolant is going inside the system now. Now we have put in new coolant, 4.5 liters of this with 2 liters of water, and I think we should do this every season. So as you can see, it has to be done in multiple batches, and we have to be sure that the entire system is not dry, because if it becomes dry, then air might get into the ABS system, and then it has to be bled through Pivis, and we don't want to do that. And one thing that you have to be very careful about is that you should not drop even a single drop of brake fluid onto the paint of the car, because it eats up the paint like anything. So after draining the reservoir, we put in some more brake fluid, and we went to the line which is the furthest away from the reservoir, and then we dabbed the brake pedal a few times until all the brake fluid had come out of it. Then we moved on to the second farthest line, and so on. And as you can see, this is the brake fluid from the rear of the vehicle, and this is the one which is in the front of the vehicle. So we ended up using around 1.5 liters of it, and yeah, we are on to the next step now. Now we're changing the transfer case oil, and basically the transfer case is just inside this, and there are two drain plugs in it. You just open the drain plug, the oil comes out, and just replace the oil. So guys, now we are done with all the filter changes. We also changed the AC filter, which is right there, and we are on to the last step, which is, updating all the things that we did into the car. Although as you can see, the oil service was due in another 6100 kilometers, but I did it beforehand because I wanted to make the car ready for the summer, and the summer here is really, really hot. So now we are just updating this. Now it's done.